Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated releases of 2017. And I don't know how comprehensive this list is. These are just things that I know about that are coming out, and I'm very interested in picking them up as soon as I can. So I'm going to just talk about the ones that I 100% know are coming out. They have release dates. They're probably most likely going to be released on those dates without any issues. And I have all the way up until, I think my last one is September is the last, like the latest date. And then I do have a few that actually don't have release dates yet, but they are going to be coming out sometime. So I will talk about those as well. So the first one I'm going to talk about is actually, it's already released. It was released at the very end of December, and that is Collapse, and that is by RJ Infantino, who is actually a booktuber. And I subscribed to his channel, and he was talking one day about getting his book published, and then it actually ended up happening, so I was so excited for him. So I ended up pre-ordering the book, and it is downloaded on my Kindle right now, and I will leave a link down below to this book if you guys want to get it. It's not expensive and it's electronic, so you know, you get it immediately. But this is book number 1 in the Ashwood Lies series that he is starting, and I believe this is following 2 friends at I don't know if it's a boarding school or it's some sort of school. They realize that things are not as they seem, and they kind of are thrown into this situation where they're having to survive. So I'm really excited to read it and see what RJ has in store for us. And also, if you sign up for his newsletter, you will also get a free prequel to this series. So I will leave that link down below as well. All right, so starting with the month of January, there are 4 books coming out in January that I am super excited to read. The first one is Wind Witch, and this is by Susan Dennard. This is book number 2 in the Witchlands series, I believe is what it's called. The first one is called Truth Witch. It came out last year. I got it and haven't read it yet. So why is number 2 on my most anticipated, even though I haven't read it yet? Because I really want to. And with the second book coming out, I think it's going to push me to read the first one as well to see if I want to get the second one or not. So I've heard very, very good things about it, and I want to see what it's all about. The second one is Roseblood. This is written by H.E. Howard, and this is a retelling of Phantom of the Opera, which I love. Phantom of the Opera. I haven't read the original book of it, but I have seen the musical multiple times and just absolutely love it, and I've seen the movies and all that. So I'm excited to see what kind of tale is inspired from that, and I just want to get more into retellings this year, so I think this would be a good one for me definitely to start out with. The next book I have is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. I did not read her Divergent series. I don't plan to. I'm probably just going to watch the movies and be good with that. But this one has come under some scrutiny from people who had gotten early copies and were reading it. There's been concerns over how people of color are portrayed in this book, as in the villains in here had brown skin and did not behave very well. So a lot of people have been taking offense to that. I am going to go into this book with my own mind and see how I feel about it, because I really feel like that's the only way you can read books. I understand that, you know, books affect different people in different ways, most definitely. But the only way that I can make my own opinion about a book is if I read it. So I don't want to take other people's opinions and let that affect whether or not I enjoy the book. So I'm kind of ignoring all that. And I do plan to read this, and I'm going to go into it with my own head and see how I feel about it, and just form my own opinion that way, because I think that's the only fair way to be able to read and review books and to give your opinions about it. So that's my plan. I will definitely be picking this up sometime this year. The next book for January is Caraval by Stephanie Garber, and this book I've actually pre-ordered, so I will be getting it on the release date. And this has been compared to The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which is one of my favorite books. I absolutely love that book. So it's about 2 sisters, and there is some sort of magical show. I don't know if it's a circus or if it's like a magic show or something that happens once a year. And the year that these 2 sisters go to it, something big happens and they're kind of thrown into this world. So I am really excited to see what this is about. The cover is absolutely stunning. And the second I heard about it and heard Night Circus, I was like, yes, I'm in. I tried so hard to get my hands on an arc of it, and I couldn't get it, but I am excited to read this. And like I said, I pre-ordered it, so it will be coming soon. There's one released in February called I See You, and this is written by Claire McIntosh, and I already have a copy of this. I did get it from NetGalley, so I am super excited to read it and review it for you guys. I will have a review for this book up on the release date, but I am so excited for this one. I absolutely loved her debut novel, which was I Let You Go, which I read last year and absolutely loved it and made it into my top 10 of 2016. So I'm super excited to read this one and see what else Claire McIntosh has. I don't want to know anything about it. I want to go into it completely blind because she writes psychological thrillers and that's my thing. And I like to go into those really not knowing what to expect at all. For the month of May, we're jumping to May now, the first one is a book called Into the Water, written by Paula Hawkins. She wrote The Girl on the Train, which is very, very popular. A movie came out, all that stuff. So this is, I think it's her second novel. I don't know if she's written any more before The Girl on the Train, but it's most likely going to be something fairly similar as far as, you know, the psychological thriller whodunit type thing. So I will definitely be interested in picking this one up. Also in May is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, which is the third and final book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. There is going to be more books from this world. However, I believe this is going to be just a trilogy, and then there's going to be a couple little spin-off things. I believe there's going to be a coloring book, there's going to be some novellas, things like that. So I don't think there's going to be any more full-length novels, as far as we've been told. So a lot of people, there's been a lot of confusion about that, about exactly what's going to be coming from her. But there is going to be more from the world. I just don't think it's going to be any more besides just this main trilogy here, as far as full-length novels go. But I am super excited to see how this wraps up. I absolutely loved the second book. The first book was good. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But the second book, oh my gosh, made it into my top 10 last year as well. So I'm really excited to pick up the third one and see how it all ends. Also in the month of May, Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare comes out, and this is book number 2 in the Dark Artifices series, which is part of her Shadowhunters world. However, I'm still in the first part of the Mortal Instruments, so I'm definitely not going to be ready for that, probably even this year, but it is coming out. A lot of people are excited about it, and when it's my turn to get to that, I will definitely be excited about picking that up as well. And for the month of June, there is a book coming out called The Breakdown by B.A. Paris, and B.A. Paris wrote Behind Closed Doors, which also made it into my top 10 of last year. I absolutely loved it, and I'm excited to see what else she has in store. And for this one, I'm going to try to get my hands on an ARC if I can. If I can, I will definitely be reading it regardless. And I want to go into this one blind because I went into Behind Closed Doors blind, which was the best way to do it. So I'm very excited to see more from this author. Okay, so for August, there is a book coming out, a little series of books coming out that I'm really interested in now. I probably wouldn't have normally picked them up, but I've heard a lot about them recently, and then the authors just made me go, yes! So there is going to be a series of DC comic books, like not comic books, but books based off the comics, and they're going to be novels. They are written by YA authors. So the first one comes out in August. It's Wonder Woman Warbringer is what it's going to be called, and it's by Leigh Bardugo. Leigh Bardugo wrote Six of Crows and the Grisha trilogy. So I'm excited now to read this. The other 3 books that are going to be coming out for this one, there is going to be a Batman one, which I believe is written by Marie Lu. There is also going to be a Superman one, which is written by Michael De La Pena. And then there's going to be a Catwoman, which is going to be written by Sarah J. Maas. And as soon as I saw the Catwoman one, I went, yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. So I do plan to pick up at least the first one this year and then probably pick up all 4. I'm probably going to buy these, honestly, just because I think they're going to be really cool. They're going to be written by really popular authors who I think are going to put really creative twists on these stories. And I'm really excited. I'm confusedly excited about these. Don't get me wrong, I love like the superheroes and, you know, Batman and Superman and all that. My husband loves Batman, let me tell you. So I'm totally into all the worlds and all the movies and all that stuff. I just never thought I would actually read like novels based on them. I don't know. That probably would never have, I never would have thought that would have been on my radar, but right now I'm like so excited. Also in August, Colleen Hoover is set to have another book out called Without Merit. I cannot get any details about this book. I don't know what it's about, and I don't care. I'm going to be buying it. Colleen has definitely become an auto-buy author for me. If she writes a book, I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to read it, and I'm most likely going to love it. So I will definitely be pre-ordering that one. And for the month of September, Dan Brown has a 5th book in his Robert Langdon series, which is called Origin. So this is part of the Da Vinci Code series. I'm on the fence about whether or not I'm going to buy this one or not. I didn't love the last one, which was Inferno. I actually didn't love the last 2. So the first 2 were completely amazing, some of my favorite books, and then the 3rd and 4th book were just okay for me, so I don't know if I want to buy this book or not. I'm probably going to maybe get it from the library and give it a read there and see what I think, and then if I really do enjoy it, maybe I'll get it and add it to my collection, because I do have the series in hardback. So we're just going to have to see on that one, but I do plan on picking it up and reading it. Then also for the month of September, I believe the last book in the Throne of Glass series is going to be coming out. I am not caught up on the series. I would like to get caught up so that I can be ready for the last one. That could be a good goal for me this year. I need to read books number 3 and 4 and 5. So I have 3 more books to read in the series to be ready for number 6. And I think I could probably do that. I do have the 3rd and 4th book in paperback. I'm waiting on the 5th one to come out in paperback, which will probably be in September, in order to read that. So we're just going to have to see how it goes. And I'm definitely wanting to read the rest of the series because I absolutely loved the first books that I read, and I really want to get into it again and get back into that world and see what all everyone keeps talking about that I'm not allowed to listen to or watch. The one book that there is not an official release date yet, it just has the year for 2017, so I'm not sure when it's going to be coming out, but it's called This Darkness Mine, and this is by Mindy McGinnis. And this is a psychological thriller about a girl who gets into a relationship with someone who's considered like a local burnout, so probably just someone who's down on his luck and all that. So she's kind of a good girl, he's a bad boy type thing, and this girl has a twin sister who I believe everyone thought had died, but maybe she didn't, because some things start happening and it starts becoming apparent maybe her twin sister is actually still alive. There's a big love triangle going on. No one knows what's real and what's not. So that sounds really interesting to me. And I have not read anything by Mindy McGinnis yet. I have a lot of books that I'm interested in written by her. I only own one of them. I have A Madness So Discreet on my Kindle, but I want to read that, and I want to read it Not a Drop to Drink, and I want to read The Female of the Species, and I'm just really interested in her books, even though I haven't picked one up yet. So this will be one that I'm going to keep my eye out for and maybe try to pick up when it is released sometime this year. And then the last one that I do not have a date for yet, it just says 2017, and it's called Bad Mommy by Taryn Fisher. And again, Taryn Fisher is another one that I really want to read. I just haven't done it yet, even though I have quite a few of her books already. But this one is basically a woman who moves into a really nice neighborhood next to a really nice family, and she moves there because she wants that family. Yeah. Sounds like it's probably going to be creepy, maybe like Hand That Rocked the Cradle type thing, maybe Single White Female type thing, so I'm definitely intrigued by this one. I'm actually planning to do a follow-up video for this one towards the end of this year and let you know which of the anticipated books I ended up reading and what I thought of them. I actually saw Elizabeth from The Owlery, that's what her channel name is. She did this recently, and I thought that was a really cool idea. So she went back and looked at all the new releases that she had anticipated for 2016, and then she did a video talking about all of the ones she was anticipating and whether or not she read them, and if she did, what she thought, and if she didn't, why. Some of them she just lost interest, some of them she just didn't have time. So I thought that was kind of a cool video, so I am writing that down, and I'm going to plan to do that for this year as well. So probably in December of 2017, I will do what I thought of my most anticipated releases this year. Alright guys, so that is it for my most anticipated releases for 2017. I'm sure there's a lot more coming out that I'm going to want to get to as well and that I'm going to be interested in. I just either haven't heard of them yet or don't know when they're coming out or, you know, whatever. So please leave me a comment down below and let me know what you guys are looking forward to this year, and if there's something that I haven't heard of, I'm probably going to freak out and add it to my list as well. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you again soon.